have sat back and I have laughed so much this week. Imagine living in Oregon, California, or some other Democrat and thinking you're flexing because you're telling me I'm not going to vote for you. You don't have my vote. You've ruined the Georgia economy. One, why are you worried about the Georgia economy? And two, I'm in District 12, Georgia. That's 22 counties, 2 partial counties, and only 1 county votes Democrat. So you can't vote for me, nor would you anyway. And a civics class would have cured that illness. But you know what? Y'all do you, and it's unfortunate that you're so misinformed, and I'm glad that you don't vote. You probably don't vote, and that's a good thing, because if you did, you wouldn't be informed. Oh, and y'all get mad as hell.
So Tori says that you probably don't vote.
Yeah.
And you can't vote for her anyway, so why do you care about her?
Yeah. So I don't know, she's getting like so many like messages from people. So she's kind of, going crazy today. Hey, you Democrat shithole California, you blue states.
Yeah, so the whole thing is strange, and if you don't know, this is the person who, she's claimed she called ICE on the Hyundai LG plant and started this whole fiasco. And it's caused an uproar around the country, and she's claiming she has like all these people calling her, sending her mail, and she's got this bizarre recording of a phone call, which actually in USA there's laws on whether or not you can record someone. So I don't know if we ask permission. It depends on the state that you're in, etc. But listen to this crazy phone call she had with someone. Let's watch.
You've sent me a letter in the mail to Georgia telling me that my neighbors needed to watch out. Do you remember that?
No.
Is this Patricia?
Who are you?
Well, this is I'm calling Patricia Hendrickson.
I'm asking who you are.
Oh, my name is Tori Branholm. You sent me a nice little index card with your address on it, telling me that my neighbors better watch out and that I should get a dishonorable discharge from the Marine Corps.
Yeah, you probably should if you're
Why
the
are
one
you
I'm
sending mail to my house threatening me?
I'm not threatening you.
Yeah, you said that my neighbors
No.
should watch out.
Your neighbors should watch out because you're the kind of person who's going to snitch on them for any little thing they do and probably have ICE come and pick them up.
Well, I think when the FBI finds out, you should lose your federal retirement for sending me a threat. Because you told me that you told me what you sent was a threat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. And why are you? How did you get my address?
Hey, everything's public nowadays.
No, not my address.
Yes, it was.
But you don't send me a letter threatening me. One, bringing up my discharge, and two, telling me that my neighbors better. Yeah, it was a threat.
I threatened you. You really think I threatened you?
It was a threat. You want me to read you what you wrote?
Did I say?
Why don't you come to Georgia and say it? Come to Georgia and have a face-to-face conversation. You're a nutcase.
Why don't you come to Illinois?
Proud of yourself. You'd best hope your neighbors can forgive you.
Come on to Illinois and
pack
have a
your
face-to-face
bags.
conversation.
You're on your way out. Where am I on my way out to?
My husband is blind. I can't get up.
I don't give a husband being blind.
You can go ahead and come here and try to talk to me.
Where am I packing my bags? You said pack your bags. You're on your way out. Where am I headed?
Oh, I don't know, another country where maybe the fascist things that you support.
You are just so brainwashed. You are just so sad.
You're the one who's brainwashed, dear.
Oh, I'm not brainwashed.
Do you know anything? Did you swear to uphold the Constitution? Did you?
Yeah, that means following the law.
Then you are not following that. You are not upholding it. You are trampling on it. You are not upholding your oath.
And what would my oath be? What am I not upholding?
Due process is number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a process called having a legal visa for one, and two, it's not okay putting people in slave labor conditions and working them to death, and then throwing their bodies in the ground when they die. That's not okay.
So alligator Alcatraz is just fine with you.
They're not throwing people in a moat.
Oh, they closed it down. They were going to do that.
They were not going to feed people to alligators.
They closed it down because people like me stood up and said this is wrong.
Okay, yeah. I bet you did that all the way in Illinois. Why are you worried about the Georgia economy?
Why
you know what? There's a job
It's the whole freaking country that's in peril because of people like you.
Hyundai is holding a job fair September 30th. Are you going to go apply?
I'm
holding
retired.
a job fair now. They can finally hire
67 years old. I don't have to work anymore. I have a blind husband who cannot be left alone.
Well, he's going to be
And
left alone when you go to
I put
prison
in
for
my
sending
time
me a
in the United
threatening
States
message.
Postal Service and the military and working all my
You
adult
better
life.
find a
So
home for the
I am the
blind
dog.
because you're going to be going with the FBI once they get this threatening letter that you sent me telling me I'm on my way out.
Please do, because that I'm one of those people who say, put me in jail because that's what we need
Oh,
to get it
good.
on the
You're an
front page.
activist. Oh, that's what you need to do. Threaten people because you're an activist and you've never paid a lick of
I
Georgia
am not
taxes.
threatening you. If I were threatening you, I'd say something like,
You
you're going to
said pack
be
your
killed,
bags.
you're
You're
going
on
to
your
die, that
well,
kind of
your
thing.
stuff's all over
You should
Facebook and they
pack your
think it's a
bags.
threat.
You should pack your bags
I
and
have
go to
served
some
this
place where
country and
they
I'm an
already have the
American citizen.
fascist
I don't
thing
have to go
already
anywhere.
in, so you be comfortable there, so you can be the white supremacist you are.
You are a psycho. Don't ever send anything else to my house, and I will let the FBI know that you told me I'm
Oh, please
on my
do.
way
I
out.
look forward to hearing from them because
I'm
between
on my
me
way
and,
out, huh?
yes, you are.
I serve this country. I can live here. I can stay here. I have a right to run for public office here. I pay taxes in Georgia. And there's a job fair
You,
September 30th. Like I said, go apply if you're so worried about it.
why don't you
No, because you
calm
guys think
yourself
you could
down?
threaten, censor,
I am
shut
not
down
threatening you.
everyone. Yes, you
I
did.
did not threaten you. I
Well,
did
you're a
not threaten
liar,
you.
and I hope to God, like you find the Lord.
All right, so I guess Tori's hoping that she finds the Lord. I mean, the problem is, and this is actually the reason why we're talking about this today, is this is the fights that we have every day in America, be it with like close friends, or not friends, right word, family members. You can say friends though. People fight over basically, what they're seeing on Facebook or social media. So how do you have these conversations?
You can have a conversation. They don't accept other opinion. They don't listen.
Yeah.
If they say something that not agree with you, they call you psycho. They call you you're brainwashed. I'm not brainwashed.
Right, and it turns out, yeah. So in English, when we're kids, we always say, "I know you are, but what am I?"
Yeah.
Like, you're stupid. I know you are, but what am I? And it devolves into that. And I want you guys to see this from like, just pull yourself out of that situation, and you're gonna see what the problem is. When you're listening to this, does it sound like one person is more aggressive than the other? Do they feel like the same? Are they both fighting?
I don't know. The woman who sent a letter,
Does she seem aggressive to you?
she's pretty calm actually.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, I mean, just listening to it.
Yeah, listening to it.
How do you stay calm when you're dealing with?
Yeah, it's psycho.
Yeah.
And she's like, FBI is her friend. FBI gonna get you. FBI gonna get you. But do they really invest those kind of small?
Yes. Well, here's the thing: is like, so she claims that she called ICE on Hyundai. That's what she claims, and that's a good point you bring up, because like the way she's talking, she's kind of claiming that, I can just sick the FBI on you. So we have a real problem. Actually, when we're never talking about it, I listened to it where she is following stuff that the Trump will do. Right? So Trump always threatens, I will sue you, I'll sick the Justice Department on you, these kind of, just because I don't like you. Nothing to do with the law. Just I don't like you, like, because then the person was even saying, well, read the letter that I wrote. I didn't threaten you, because that was it.
And plus maybe she felt like her the old lady threatening her, right, by the letter, send the letter. But how she get her phone number?
So the woman said that the stuff's public, right? And then Tori was saying that it's not public.
But so that after that, how the Tori get the lady's phone number, old lady's phone number?
For all we know, is in the letter. We don't know. We don't know, right? I don't know.
It's more like calling someone directly. Just looks like more threatening.
Oh. Well, because the first part of the phone call, she calls him up, and the lady's like, "Who is this?
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm Tori. You sent me a letter." Oh yeah. And then she's talking about it, but she didn't come across mean. So here's another example of when people don't listen. What was going on with the woman's husband? She said.
Yeah, just my husband's blind and I'm retired, so we can really leave here. We don't have to work anymore. And she said, I don't care about your husband's blind.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff, like that really illustrates the problem. is when using the Tory the example, because you hear it for yourself, she gets so angry she literally doesn't listen or care about facts.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know?
only me. I don't care about anything
Yeah,
about
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Just me.
yeah. So I want you guys to see this because this is what we're dealing with the MAGA stuff, right?
Mm,
And the other issue, she talks about some sort of job fair. So I think Hyundai, I don't know the situation if they're always hiring because I don't live in that area, but it's a big company. So,
it's really, this is huge company,
yeah.
you know.
So what she's going to try to make the case, the Tory person, right, is posting every day. It's like, see, I got these people kicked out and now the Americans in our town are going to get those engineering jobs. That's what her point of view is. But is that even realistic?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because
Because Americans need jobs, right, in her town.
America needs a
Right.
job, but they don't have any skill to get a job.
Yeah, and I know it doesn't. I know, yeah.
They can find a simple job, but just only few can have those kind of job.
And it doesn't sound very nice, but this is the reality that people need to face. If you want to qualify for certain type of jobs, you have to have skills for said jobs.
And not just skill, you need like experience. Like sometimes 10 years, sometimes 20 years to have a right skill.
Now, this is really sensitive in USA because this whole thing is all about people like Tori in her town. They don't have jobs, and we talked about before. There's high crime rate as there's murders. Like there was like 2 this week that they talked about on their news. It was like this week. And then as I said with you guys, what I try to do, I literally listen to people and figure out what's going on there. So in my opinion, if the community had jobs and money coming into community, that helps everything, right?
Yeah, and they're too busy to do crime things. They go to work, they make money.
Yeah. You're too busy to commit crimes, right? You've got other stuff to do, like oftentimes too when you don't have any money, like the way you think is like I have nothing to lose.
Sure.
Right. The more like secure job you have and like house, you have more to lose. What's that?
And to think yourself that I have reason to do crime thing. I have excuse.
Right. Like you can justify like. Okay, so because sometimes people do what they'll say in their mind, because some people justify it's like, well, the system cheated me, so the system owes me, so I can do said things. But regarding the skills thing, and just be honest with people, because like sometimes if you're a fan of Tory or whatever, I'm just being honest with you about these jobs. There was a Korean engineer actually commented on our channel, giving like a really long detail. Say, hey, I work for LG, and this is the situation. Basically, what he described is like you go to college, you get a job at LG. And
no, not even college. They start learning the tech.
Like a technical high school kind of thing.
High school. So from like 15, some people.
Yeah, well, okay, so you're going to do that, right? So it's because you'll have different high schools, might be more focused on certain kind of career tracks, right? And so then from an earlier age, you're going to be learning math. So this actually happens in USA and maybe every country where at a certain age you start to divide on like different levels. So like for example, my high school, we might have had 4, we say tracks, but different levels of math. And then maybe for some people they stop taking math.
Yeah, we do have two tracks.
Yeah, so you get to a certain age, like literally to stop taking math. And so like you're the longer this goes, the further you become behind, and just using math example in those skills, because one group stops learning, the other group keeps learning for the next 10 to 15 years. So this idea that suddenly Americans can just take these Korean jobs is not really the case. But then, because the problem, okay, then to get to the other issue is what the engineer described is LG has several teams.
Yeah, not just single person. They have a group of team. They're moving together.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's like in the battery factory part itself, you'll have just like we'll just say for example, a software team, a machine team, a quality assurance team, and blah blah blah. There'll be like 5 to 10 different teams. They've been working together for many years. And they'll move from site to site to site to site to site.
Yeah, not just America. They go to like China, like Russia, like Europe.
And they're only there for like a few months. They set up whatever. They train the Americans to take over, and then they go. And there's like the people like Tori in their environment. They're kind of in a bad situation, and they want jobs now.
Yeah, and they probably they never had those kind of jobs before. So she doesn't have any idea of a high skill job.
Yeah, so it's the other thing I thought was really interesting, the Korean engineer also described the situation to where he may come in early to work, like say, 7 or 8, and then stay late after work because it is expensive for the Korean company to send.
Send them to, set up the.
Yeah, you got to be in a hotel, you got to pay regular salary, you got to pay food, like all this stuff, right? And so you got to make sure you get it done in that window. And plus you're on the short-term, stay visa, which they all had visas. And
So
what's that?
according to him, the Easter is 90 days, but never really stay full day.
Oh yeah,
They usually, finish early and back home.
right. Well, because you're on a, like I said, the tight budget. It's expensive to send people over there. So, there's a lot of misconceptions that Tori has about this stuff. Because like this idea that these Korean engineers were taking your job is it's just not true. They're trying to set up the factory so you'll have more jobs.
And she keeps saying that, the Hyundai's job fair is September 30th, September 30th.
Yeah, but that was kind of not quite exactly related. But I do want to show you what people talk about, because then she's still going on about the dead bodies at Hyundai.
She still believes that?
Yeah, so what she's been doing, and I'm just trying to explain this whole situation, especially for people outside the USA. What these people do is they basically post fake news stories on their social media. Because I click on it, I'm like, okay, what are you linking to? Are you linking to the New York Times or the Washington Post or like ABC News? Whatever, right? Is it a legitimate news source? And then it's like, no, not at all. It's just some random person put up a website, and you can tell because it's like literally random person's website. And then they think it's news. They think anything, if it's on a website, it's news, even though it's the only place that's ever been reported. And then the more it gets shared. And I've actually seen this on Elon Musk's Twitter platform. It's pretty easy to figure this stuff out because a lot of times these fake websites, they'll have AI generated photos. There'll be kind of weird spelling errors. It's not a news website. Let's just keep it as simple as possible. It's not a government website. It's not a news website. It's just some
fake website.
Yeah, it's just
everything's fake.
Well, I'll put it this way. It could be a real person putting fake stuff, or it could just be a fake person putting fake stuff. But either way, that's the kind of stuff she says. See, look at it. It's on the website. And so, like, how do you get through to these people? Okay, maybe someone like Tori can never get through, okay? But what about her children? And this is where education becomes really important. Because I'll be frank with you guys. I grew up in Oregon, and I was around a lot of people like Tori. A lot of people like Tori. And I told myself at a very, very young age that I will never ever live around those kind of people. It's just not. I can't change them. I'm not gonna change them, right? And so I just started making plans to get out of Dodge, as the English is what we say. And so I studied hard. I worked hard, and I literally would go to the library all the time. I would watch TV about other places, and I knew the world was really big. I mean, and then with today's internet, it's so strange to me that people still fall for fake news or this kind of stuff. What's that?
That's the kind of like the bad side of YouTube. Because when you watch algorithm, that's how the algorithm works. When you start watching kind of conspiracy kind of channel, they start showing only that.
Then you kind of think, oh well, look at all of these people saying said things. And just always be aware that if someone is like so one-sided, and you literally heard in the phone call that they're not willing to even listen to someone else, it's not really worth someone listening. I mean, the person who's not willing to listen is not the person you want to be listening to or spending your time with. So it also becomes really apparent that it just doesn't care about other people. And I think that's a big problem. In the USA right now, if you guys have been following the whole Jimmy Kimmel situation, right, where basically he gets fired, and then there's a fight right now, and I noticed that the two different sides are neither of them are telling the full story, and this is a problem that it's a big problem everywhere. And I always try to tell you the truth on this stuff, because I think there's people who pick whatever side. You can't. That's fine. You pick your side. But there's a vast majority of people just want to hear the truth on this stuff, because I hear young people all the time like, just tell me the truth. So, for example, in the Jimmy Kimmel situation, there's a minute clip floating around. You can see my last video. All I say is watch the full clip. Some people will focus on the first 10 seconds. Other people will focus on the middle 30, and the other people will focus on the last 20. It's only a minute. You can literally watch it and then make sure you understand all of it. And so what it boils down to, the people on, say, the more Republican right-leaning side, they're all saying, no, 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 the killer is you, the left, right? And the people on the left side and all the, the left channels that they are saying, no, no, the killer is definitely your side. So you'll notice that I haven't really been making those kind of videos because I think that is purposely trying to divide people. When I saw the whole situation play out, I was like, this is just a crazy person. Crazy person, killed someone.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, and that was it for me. I don't need to spend all day every day talking about
color, right?
Yeah, well, in that situation, it was a white person killed a white person.
Yeah, no, I mean the red and blue.
Oh yeah, you could talk about red or blue. Yeah, I'm out of that way of thinking. And I think the more we can get people out of that way of thinking, you can actually solve the problem. Because right now, most channels that you're watching are only focused on, I hate that color. Yeah, we say color. I hate the blue side or I hate the red side. And they just don't talk in that way. Even though I don't like Tori in this situation.
Yeah, you gotta more talk about system, how we fix this system.
Yeah. And so in this situation, education be one. Would be other is you try to calmly speak to her, right? But the issue with Tori, and it also brings up an interesting point I was thinking about, where with Trump, like he can literally just make a new lie every day. Like he can say, you, for example, you stole my car, then tomorrow then you stole my car, and the next day you stole my car. Like you could, so for that kind of person, it takes no research, it takes no real thinking to just make up lies every single day. But this is where, as you go through life, for younger people, you'll figure out very quickly who you trust, who you don't trust, right? And there's people have been talking about before, like say the Trump thing. You know what happens when you tell a lie? Like if you don't tell the truth, what do you have to keep doing?
Keep lie.
Yeah.
Bigger lie.
Yeah, and it becomes a bigger and bigger and bigger lie. And so that's why I say like this Trump stuff is completely unsustainable. The same with Tory making claims about Hyundai. Like the more you lie, you just keep making yourself look like a fool. And oftentimes people say like, Chris, what's the secret for both the age and I, staying young? We're a lot older than you think. I mean, be able to sleep at night without like have to worry about what lies do I have to keep track of. Like just imagine like how busy your mind is.
So Tori basically she lied to Hyundai has a dead body, something like that. So that's her consequence. Get a lot of threatening, right?
Yeah, and calls ICE on whatever, and then literally she made the last video we talked about where she says like, oh well, I didn't know about the Korean visas, and it's like, okay, so then you clearly don't know anything that you're talking about. And then in the same video, within like 10 seconds, she says like, well, they weren't making any jobs. Okay, fine, they were making some jobs, but they're taking our jobs. Like it's like none of it
makes sense.
None of it really makes sense. And so I think what a good advice also for people is don't let your emotions ruin your life. Think of it this way: when you go to the casino, if you let your emotions like rule you, you'll just keep betting because you're like, oh my god, I can't walk away from the table until I win big. I think that's what a lot of people say at the casino. Like I'm not gonna leave until I win big, and you just logically you've already lost $10,000 or $50,000 or 100 or whatever. Some people like put their house on they'll seriously
No,
like.
actually in Korea there's like the rumor story that if you want to buy a used car cheaper, go to casino.
It goes, yeah. So and these days cars are average about 50 to 100. So yeah, that's where you would go. Anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. Have an inside look at what's going on in the USA, and I mean that's literally the micro fights that are happening daily and on a national level because Trump is setting the example for this stuff. But it doesn't have to be that way. So do appreciate your time, and we'll catch you on the next video. So bye.